stop scrolling for a second. Before 8 a.m. tomorrow, your mind will make a decision that will shape the rest of your day. Not your boss, not your family, not your circumstances, your thoughts. While 99% of people wake up already defeated by distraction, fear and anxiety, only 1% consciously choose the thoughts they allow into their minds. The question is, which group will you belong to? Every sunrise offers two choices. Become a prisoner of your thoughts or become their master. Most people lose the battle before they even leave their bed. But the strongest minds understand one truth. Your morning thoughts become your daily actions. Your actions become your habits, and your habits become your destiny. Today you will learn how the top 1% take control, before the world takes control of them. Most people believe the day begins when they step outside their home, but in reality, it begins with the very first thought that enters their mind. That single thought quietly sets the emotional direction for everything that follows. If your first reaction is worry, your attention immediately searches for problems, obstacles and reasons to doubt yourself. But if your first thought is one of purpose, gratitude or determination, your mind begins searching for opportunities, solutions and strength. This is not luck, it is the natural way the mind works. The quality of your first thought shapes the quality of your first decision, and your first decision often shapes the rest of your day. This is why truly disciplined people protect the first moments after they wake up. They do not rush to check messages, compare themselves on social media, or allow the opinions of strangers to invade their minds before they have chosen their own direction. They understand that attention is one of the most valuable resources they possess. Once it is given away, it becomes difficult to reclaim. Think of your mind as the captain of a ship leaving the harbor at sunrise. A small adjustment in the compass may seem insignificant at first, but after many miles, it leads to an entirely different destination. Your thoughts work exactly the same way. A tiny shift toward confidence instead of fear, action instead of hesitation, or gratitude instead of complaint may appear small in the moment. Yet those small mental choices accumulate over weeks, months and years into an extraordinary life. Before the world asks anything from you, ask yourself one powerful question. Who do I choose to become today? That single question moves your focus away from circumstances and toward character. It reminds you that your future is not built by chance, but by the thoughts you repeatedly choose. Master your first thought every morning, and you will slowly discover that you are no longer reacting to life. You are leading it with intention, clarity, and unwavering purpose. Silence is one of the rarest forms of strength in a world that never stops making noise. From the moment most people open their eyes, they reach for their phones, flood their minds with notifications, headlines, opinions, and endless distractions. They mistake constant stimulation for productivity, yet their thoughts become scattered before the day has even begun. The strongest minds choose a different path. They understand that before they can influence the world around them, they must first learn to govern the world within. They begin the morning in stillness, because silence reveals what noise tries to hide. In those quiet moments, they become aware of the fears they have been carrying, the doubts they have been feeding, and the beliefs that have been limiting their potential. Instead of running from these thoughts, they observe them without judgment and allow them to pass like clouds across the sky. This simple practice creates emotional freedom. You begin to realize that you are not every thought that appears in your mind. You are the one who chooses whether to believe it or let it go. That awareness is where true power begins. This is why monks meditate before sunrise, why elite athletes visualize success before competition, and why great leaders create moments of reflection before making important decisions. They know that clarity is born from stillness, not from chaos. A calm mind responds with wisdom while a restless mind reacts with emotion. Every minute spent in silence strengthens your ability to remain focused when life becomes difficult. It teaches patience when others panic, confidence when others doubt, and resilience when others surrender. Before 8 a.m., give yourself a few uninterrupted moments with no phone, no music, and no outside voices. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and simply observe your mind. The more comfortable you become with silence, the less control fear will have over your life. In that quiet space, you will discover something remarkable. The answers you have been searching for outside have been waiting patiently within you all along. The greatest myth people believe is that successful individuals wake up every morning overflowing with motivation. They imagine that discipline is easy for those who achieve extraordinary things. But the truth is far more powerful. The top 1% do not rely on motivation because they know motivation is temporary. It rises and falls with emotions, comfort, weather and circumstances. Discipline, however, remains steady. It shows up whether you feel inspired or not. Every morning before 8 a.m. an invisible battle takes place. One voice whispers, "Stay in bed a little longer, you deserve to rest. You can start tomorrow." The other voice quietly says, "Get up! Your future is being built right now." The difference between an average life and an exceptional one is often decided by which voice you choose to follow. Every disciplined action, no matter how small, strengthens your character. Making your bed, exercising, reading a few pages, meditating, or planning your day may seem ordinary. But these actions send a powerful message to your mind. I am someone who keeps promises to myself. That is how real confidence is built. Not through positive thinking alone, but through repeated proof that your actions are stronger than your excuses. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you reshape your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who waits for the perfect moment, and begin seeing yourself as someone who creates it. Remember, no one applauds the quiet sacrifices you make before sunrise. No audience watches you when you choose growth instead of laziness. Yet these unseen victories become the foundation of every visible success. Champions are not created when the spotlight shines on them. They are created in the moments when no one is watching. Before 8 a.m., choose action over emotion, purpose over comfort, and consistency over excuses. If you can win the battle against your own resistance every single morning, the challenges that await you throughout the rest of the day will seem far smaller. Discipline is not a punishment. It is the daily practice of becoming the person your future self will thank you for. Your mind is the most valuable place you will ever own, yet most people leave its doors wide open. They allow every headline, every negative opinion, every complaint, and every distraction to enter without question. Then they wonder why they feel anxious, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted before the day has truly begun. The truth is simple. Whatever you repeatedly allow into your mind will eventually shape the person you become. If your mornings begin with fear, comparison, and chaos, your thoughts will reflect those influences throughout the day. But if your mornings begin with wisdom, gratitude, and purpose, your mind will become stronger, calmer, and more resilient. Imagine your mind as a sacred temple. You would never allow anyone to walk into a temple and fill it with noise, anger, or destruction. Yet many people do exactly that with their thoughts every morning. They hand over control of their emotions to strangers on social media, endless news cycles, and the expectations of others. The top 1% understand that protecting the mind is not selfish. It is essential. They carefully choose what they read, what they watch, what they listen to, and, most importantly, who they allow to influence their thinking. They feed their minds with knowledge that builds character, instead of content that weakens confidence. They replace complaints with gratitude, replace doubt with self-belief, and replace endless distractions with meaningful focus. Every positive thought you nurture becomes a brick in the foundation of your future, while every negative thought you entertain without resistance slowly erodes your inner strength. Before 8 a.m., become the guardian of your own mind. Ask yourself whether the thoughts you are allowing in are making you stronger or weaker. Fill your morning with words that inspire courage, actions that develop discipline, and habits that create peace. When you learn to protect your inner world with the same care that you protect your home, you will discover that no matter how chaotic the outside world becomes, there will always be a place of strength, clarity, and confidence within you that cannot be shaken. Every morning, before the clock reaches 8 a.m., two versions of you stand at a crossroads. One is shaped by yesterday's excuses, comfortable routines, and limiting beliefs. The other is driven by purpose, discipline, and the quiet determination to become better than yesterday. Both versions exist within you, but only one will grow stronger. The choice is made not through dramatic moments, but through small decisions repeated every single morning. Will you rise with intention, or will you surrender to distraction? Will you invest in your future, or will you postpone your potential once again? The life you dream about is not waiting somewhere in the distance. It is being built by the choices you make today. Imagine meeting your future self 5 years from now. Picture the confidence in their eyes, the peace in their mind, and the strength in their character. Now ask yourself one question. What would that person thank me for doing this morning? The answer is never scroll more, complain more, or wait for the perfect time. Your future self will thank you for every disciplined decision that no one else saw. They will thank you for choosing growth when comfort was easier, for choosing focus when distractions were louder, and for choosing action when fear tried to keep you still. Greatness is never created in one extraordinary day. It is created through thousands of ordinary mornings lived with extraordinary intention. Every sunrise is a new invitation to rewrite your story. Yesterday's failures do not define you unless you allow them to. The mistakes you made, the opportunities you missed, and the doubts you carried have no power over the person you decide to become today. The moment you take ownership of your thoughts, your habits, and your actions, your life begins to change. Before 8 a.m., make a promise to yourself that your future will no longer be determined by chance, but by conscious choices. Become the person who acts with courage, thinks with clarity, and lives with purpose. One disciplined morning may seem insignificant, but hundreds of disciplined mornings will transform not only your days but your entire destiny. The world is waiting for the strongest version of you. But first, you must choose to become that person before the sun has fully risen. As this video comes to an end, remember one truth that has the power to transform your entire life. Your future is not decided by luck, talent, or circumstances. It is decided by the thoughts you choose every single morning. Before the world demands your attention, before distractions steal your focus, and before fear begins to whisper its familiar lies, you have a choice. You can wake up as the same person you were yesterday, or you can rise with the intention of becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. The top 1% are not extraordinary because they were born different. They are extraordinary because they consistently make choices that most people avoid. They protect their minds, they master their emotions, they embrace discipline before comfort. And they understand that every sunrise is another opportunity to build the life they truly desire. Tomorrow morning, before 8 a.m., make one promise to yourself. Refuse to let your first thoughts be controlled by fear, doubt, or distraction. Fill your mind with purpose, gratitude, and courage. Win the battle inside your mind before you step into the world, and you will discover that every external challenge becomes easier to overcome. If this message inspired you, don't let it end here. Put these lessons into action starting tomorrow morning, because knowledge without action changes nothing, but disciplined action changes everything. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another message designed to strengthen your mind and transform your life. Remember, control your thoughts before 8 a.m., and one day you'll realize you've gained control of your entire life. Stay disciplined, stay humble, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.